Good morning. Thanks so much for joining me. Today, I'm going to give you the hottest top 6 tips for utilizing LinkedIn to huge success. Now, if we haven't met before, my name is Heather Harden, and I'm a clinical pharmacist who has a specialty in ambulatory care. And that's my dog, Kaiser, and he's my buddy. But I have been in the realm of pharmacy for 13 years now. And I have worked in medication therapy management is the specialty I have. And I've really loved to be on that clinical side of pharmacy. And I've been blessed over the past 9 years to be able to teach at the University of Florida in their College of Pharmacy. But what I'm doing most recently is I'm creating my own health and wellness business. And I want to help people with their medicines, but I want to help them more holistically as well. I want to reach them and help them with nutrition, help them with physical fitness, help them a lot with the mental challenges that we have with being successful at achieving happiness in life or just achieving good medication and therapeutic outcomes. So that's a little bit about me. In the comments below, I know a lot of you watching will likely be from my area, but I'd love to know where you're from so I can find out more about you. Let me know where you're from in the comments below. But like I said, what I wanted to do today is share with you a little bit about LinkedIn and how you can use LinkedIn to its fullest, because you have to be on LinkedIn. It's estimated that 1 in 3 professionals are in LinkedIn. So if you're trying to expand your network, if you're trying to reach more people for your business, your services, your products, maybe you're looking for that next job, maybe you're just preparing for whatever comes next and you want to make sure you have a good environment of people around you that have the same interest, you have to be on LinkedIn. If 1 in 3 professionals are in LinkedIn and you're trying to reach a certain group of people, if you're not on LinkedIn, then maybe a third of those people you're not even touching. So that's huge. You have to be on LinkedIn. And recently, I gave a presentation at the University of Florida's College of Pharmacy on LinkedIn. And most of that time was spent on how to get a good profile built. That's the best first thing that you can do in LinkedIn is build a great profile. Your profile in LinkedIn is going to be your brand to those who are out there that might be looking. You might come up in their search. The first thing they're going to pop on and click on is going to be you and your profile. So that profile is extremely important. It has to be professional. It has to be brag board for you. It has to be complete. It has to have what they're looking for. And it has to tell all about you, because that's your one moment you may have with that person looking at you. If you'd like to learn more about how to make a good profile in LinkedIn, there's a link in the comments section, the top part of this video, that has a link to that recording for my presentation on how to build a good profile in LinkedIn. So you want to do that first and keep it up to date. I will tell you another key fact, just a side key fact about LinkedIn. If your profile isn't at least 90% complete, LinkedIn isn't going to do much for you. You're not going to show up in many searches. It's not going to really pay much attention to you. It's known in the LinkedIn world that you have to have your profile at least 90% complete in order for you to be included in searches and come up into networks and be recommended to people as connections. You want to have that profile at least 90% complete in order for it to even be effective. But you don't want to just create this amazing profile and let it sit there. So that's where I want to go today. After you get that amazing profile built, which is going to take you a good bit of time if you do it right, then you can just keep it up to date. But you don't need to just let it sit there. LinkedIn is huge in its capacity to help you. I had 2 weeks left in my job at the University of Florida, and I already had a contract. I already had people connecting with me to work for them outside of UF when I left, just because of LinkedIn. I just basically sent out some feelers and things to connections I had, and boom, I already had people connecting with me, finding out what I was doing, sending me opportunities. So it's a huge tool. But it wasn't because I created a profile and left it there. What you can do with LinkedIn goes beyond that. You want to be active in LinkedIn. You want to be a part of that community. You want to be somebody that people will notice and be interested in and be happy that they know. So the first thing you want to do is make really good connections. in LinkedIn, it really helps you because it's going to ask you what your interests are. So you will first, when you build your profile, excuse me, put your interests in. You want to be pretty sure of what your interests are because it's going to send you people based on your interest. So connect with those people that you find interesting. Make connections. And LinkedIn is just like any other social media, and that if you connect with me, and because you find a common interest with me, it's going to send you my connections as potential connections for you, because it might think that, well, if we're in the same circle, then my circle might be something you're interested in. So it helps you make connections around your particular interests. So be mindful of that. So the first thing I would say is come into LinkedIn at least once a week. I come into LinkedIn probably 4 times a week, but I just find it really interesting, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But come into there at least once a week and check it out. Be active in there, make connections. Make connections is my first tip. After that, you want to go to your feed. Just like any other social media, LinkedIn has a feed. And you want to tailor that feed, and LinkedIn helps you. My feed is so interesting. That's why I go there 4 times a week, because my interests are inspirational things, positivity, pharmacy news, pharmacogenetic news, things like that. So when I go to my LinkedIn, I'm interested in all the things I'm seeing. So I enjoy going there, and it keeps me kind of up to date, and it keeps me connected with those connections. You want to be active in LinkedIn. So go into your news feed and scroll through. And the second tip I would tell you is if you see something that you find interesting, somebody posted an article or a little sign or just a comment, and you find it very interesting, like it. Likes are amazing. A like is a compliment to the person that posted it. And if you like enough things, people are going to wonder who you are. If you're liking my stuff all the time and I don't know you, I'm going to be like, this person's always liking me. Who is this? And I'm going to click on you eventually, and I'm going to find your profile, and I'm going to learn more about you. So like things, make connections, watch your news feed, like things. But don't just like things. This third tip I have for you is comment on things. Liking things in your news feed is awesome and it's very complimentary. But the next step in complimenting people and connecting with them and engaging with them is commenting on them. Even if you find something really interesting, like it, make a comment on it. Wow, I found this very interesting. Thank you for posting. This is great. Something. You putting a comment there, taking the time to put a comment there, makes me, again, feel very honored that you would take the time to do that. And then it would also make me, again, interested in you, especially if I see common kind of patterns of you commenting on my stuff. So if you're wanting to get attention, make some connections, like some things on your news feed. If you find it really interesting, comment on things in the news feed. And then the biggest compliment or way you can impress someone in LinkedIn is to share their little newsfeed article. If you think that your community, now when you share things just like any other social media, that is going to be shared on your newsfeed. So it's going to reach out and touch all of your connections. So think about that, but don't just share willy-nilly. You want to kind of build your brand, right? So you want to share things that are reflective of you, so people learn to know who you are and what your likes are, but also something that is going to be beneficial to the group. So like things, comment on things, share things, and why not post things? Okay, so you have things going on, or you see things that you find interesting. If you think it's something of worth and that people around you would be interested in, share it on LinkedIn. Now you are becoming one of those people that's putting information out there. You're becoming one of those people now that someone's going to like, someone's going to comment on, someone's going to share your stuff. What was going to happen the day that somebody shares one of your things? It's going to be amazing. And you may think, well, I don't have anything to share. That's not true. Even if you're a student, I'll use the students as example. If you're studying up for a case, and in studying for a case, you find this information on a new drug that's coming down the pipe for diabetes, and you think it's really interesting, put a little thing on LinkedIn. If you find it interesting, maybe your friends in your social network are going to find that interesting on LinkedIn as well. And then it makes you a leader in sharing information, and it builds your brand. So share things on LinkedIn as well, and that gets you engaged and involved. So basically, you want to get engaged, you want to get involved in that news feed. So let's see, we talked about creating a good network, connecting with people, watching your newsfeed, becoming engaged in your newsfeed by liking things, by commenting on things, by sharing things. Did I miss something? And posting yourself, making sure you're putting posts out there in the newsfeed as well. That's the epitome of what you want to become, that person. Now, besides the news feed, I wanted to make sure I shared with you that there's another thing that you can do in LinkedIn that kind of gets you the next edge, and that's groups. If you search around enough in LinkedIn, you're going to find an area where you can find groups. And I'll use me as an example. I like medication therapy management. That's kind of my world. So there are MTM, that's the letters for it, the letters for it. So I go and I join the MTM groups. There's a couple of MTM groups in LinkedIn. And what that does is it implants me, boom, right in a circle of people who are specifically focused in my interests and my brand. And that can then, I can watch those communications. I can watch those discussions. I can be involved in those discussions with those specific people, and I can start connecting with those people as well. And when you build your network like that and you start connecting on LinkedIn, you're going to be amazed at the things that happen because your network is going to grow. And when you're ready to take that next step to start messaging or to start putting things out there about what your next job you want it to be, or the next thing you're trying to market, or the next connections you're trying to make in life, you already have a whole community set up there because you've worked at it every week and been in that world every week and got noticed. So I hope that helps you. Those are kind of my 6 tips for what I think you could do to utilize LinkedIn to give you that extra edge and kind of get you out there in front of the people that you want to be in front of. I will tell you that there's a great YouTube video that's also in the title section of this video that is on YouTube. It is done very well, and the lady that presents it has 15 tips. So if you want to go to the next level and learn a little bit more of how you can utilize LinkedIn to its fullest, then watch that the YouTube video that I posted, because it is amazing. I couldn't do it as well at all. So I would send you to that one and have you watch that one. Also, come and visit my website. My website is halohealth.net. I also have this page on Facebook, but come visit me on my website. I would love for you to see what I'm all about, so that if you know somebody that I can help, please send them my way. I would really appreciate that. And share this post. If you think this was helpful and somebody else out there in your group on Facebook would appreciate learning more about LinkedIn and the successes of LinkedIn and how to use LinkedIn because they're kind of confused, share this post. I'm actually going to share it myself to my personal account on Facebook so my friends see it as well. So share it. And then also finally, I leave you with one request. In the notes, in the comments, if you liked this presentation, please let me know that you liked it and you appreciated it. It just helps me. I love feedback. If you didn't like this presentation and you thought it was awful, please, I beg you more than anyone to put that in the comments so that I can know how I could do better next time, because I do hope to do more of these helpful videos. Thank you so much for being part of me and my dog's first live video on Facebook. I really appreciate you being here, and I look forward to chatting with you next time. Have a great day and make the world a better place. Thanks. Bye.